Good morning and welcome to the ABCs of Becoming a Firefighter. I'm Dennis Hawkins and I'm the Personnel Services Manager for the San Jose Fire Department, and my colleague Nita Rabebueno and I will be co-facilitating today's meeting, or today's seminar.
A San Jose firefighter is a unique individual, familiar with technology and innovation, possesses a forward-looking vision, and the ability to relate to people. The problems you face and the ills you strive to solve as a firefighter will be as unique and challenging as those faced by any professional.
It's a great career. I just want to speak very briefly about the potential you have to join a number of things, to join a city organization that is striving to be the best managed city in the world, to join a department that is the best fire department in the world, and to join a family. That's what I think the fire department represents. We are working very hard in the city of San Jose to make sure that every city employee, whether they work in the fire department, the police department, the mayor's office, parks and recreation, is focused on one individual, and that is the people who live here, the people who expect a great deal from us. You know, we live in a very incredible, fortunate place, this place called Silicon Valley. And sometimes we get caught up in the pace of this area and we forget how fortunate we are to live in a place that has an unemployment rate of only 2.5%, that has incredible job and career opportunities that other cities would lust after. But we have it here. And one of the challenges we face in the city of San Jose is attracting quality people to our organization when we have to compete with this place called Silicon Valley. I think it's fair to say that if your career mission is to make a ton of money and to become a millionaire, you're not going to come to work for the city of San Jose. I can guarantee that. If your career objective is to dedicate your life and the life of your family, because if you are a firefighter, it will impact your life, of your family, that if you and your family are committed to public service, and the whole notion of having a career where you have the opportunity to impact one's life, to impact the ability for people in San Jose to live good lives, then public service is your calling. It certainly was mine.
Being in the public safety services is quite a different type of career than if you were going to go into other options that are available to you in Silicon Valley. It takes a special kind of person to fit into this situation and to rise up to the challenges that will ensue in this type of career. When we go through the screening process to test people, to see how they measure up, we have a huge number of people who come forward. Usually when we give an exam, we have 2,000, 2,500 people that show up to take the exams. Through all that process, through a series of hurdles that you have to go through, we screen down so that off of an eligibility list, we actually hire only about 10%. So it is a very rigorous process that you're embarking on. But as the chief said, and as the mayor has said, it is well worth it. It's not something that you can just come and go into. These are careers. These are a way of life, these jobs. And so I really encourage you to evaluate not just the process and your interests, but whether you see yourself as a good match for this type of career. If you do see that, then we really encourage you to engage in this rigorous process for involvement in what is a very rewarding career. And again, welcome to this event.
Let me tell you a little bit about the fire department and what it'll expect of you when you get to my bureau. Let's start off with the daily routine. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. The expectation is that you arrive before 8 o'clock, in uniform, ready to go. One of the first things you'll do is, again, meet your crew members, check in with your company officer. You check out the rig, check all your safety gear, and make sure you're ready and prepared to meet the challenges of the day. Next, you'll probably start on your station maintenance assignment, which could last 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and depending upon whether they're preparing for a chief's inspection, all day. After the station maintenance, you'll probably have a meeting with the rest of your crew and your company officer to talk about what's new in the department, what new information has come out, and what activities you're going to try to do in the rest of the day while you're still handling emergencies. Those activities would probably include things such as company training that's being put on by the Bureau of Education and Training, fire prevention activities, public relations work. Sometime in there, you'll have to start preparing for your meals. You may go shopping, or you may have emergencies that will prevent you from going shopping. But some way you try to fit in a meal. Later in the afternoon, when the activities of the day are completed, you'll have time to probably start in on your physical fitness program. We expect all of you to put in about an hour a shift on physical fitness. When you're a new firefighter and you're out in the station, you're on probation, you'll be probably expected to spend the rest of the shift way into the dark hours studying. You'll have a sign-off book, you'll have probationary material to study, and you'll be expected to be studying and reading that material and working with other probably probationary firefighters if they're assigned at the same station with you, if it's your big house, and getting yourselves ready for the completion of your probationary testing. Lastly, you must have the mental condition at an emergency situation. You must be able to remain calm, focused, be able to listen, take direction, and be an effective member of the team. If you want to pass probation, you're going to have to do the following. Stay in shape. Study constantly. Keep motivated. Set the highest goals possible for yourself and for those of you in your own recruit class. Work with them so that you achieve as a team the goal of passing probation. And lastly, look for the best in mine and your department. Look for the best and model it.
You're part of a family. You're part of a team. There's a tremendous camaraderie and spirit that's involved in the fire service. I hope that that's one of the elements that attracts you. I hope that another element that attracts you is the ability to perform important public service. There's a great temptation out in the world today, and we hear it when people that come through and ask questions about the job, to say that the reason we're getting the job is because it pays $60,000 a year and I get 20 days off a month. Now those are perks, but that's hopefully not why you want the job. If that's why you want the job, you're going for the wrong job. You can make more money and have more time off doing other things. We need people who are motivated, who are dedicated, who are willing to serve under sometimes extremely difficult circumstances, and willing to do the hard work it takes to provide this critical service to the community. Critical teamwork revolves around everyone doing their job successfully. And we evaluate in the academy. We put you in teams. We expect you to bond as teams. We expect you to bond as a group. We expect you to demonstrate support for one another. We expect you to pick up after each other. We expect you to assist each other, because that's what we're looking for in the firehouse. You need a work ethic because it's hard. We want people who are willing to pitch in. I heard Chief Foster talking about being the first one to jump up from dinner and start working on dishes. That's the attitude we're looking at. Somebody who's willing to work, pitch in and do the hard work. Not hide behind somebody else, not dodge out when the hard work's to be done. Because there's going to be long days on the job, and you got to be willing to put up with it.
You know, it's all of us together that really help to make this career what it is. Like Mayor Gonzalez says, you're not going to get rich doing this, folks. But some of the best times that you will ever experience in your lives will be the service that you can provide to the community. This is still one of the most hazardous occupations that there are, but the training that we receive and equipment that we have really minimize the risks that we take. Enjoy your time this morning. You should all be sponges. Soak up any and everything because it can all help you somewhere down the line. Thank you very much.
My particular organization, Los Bomberos of Northern California, currently makes up one of the largest non-labor organizations within the San Jose Fire Department itself. We claim for, in our ranks, members all the way from firefighter to our current chief, who is a member of the Los Bomberos as well. We also have other fire chiefs within the county of Santa Clara that are also members of the Los Bomberos as well. But it's not because the Los Bomberos is an organization that is political, although when it first started it was. We actually now are focusing on the recruitment and the preparation for the better candidates, the kind of people I want to work with. Good candidates, people who are community-oriented, you know, the kind of people that would give you the shirt off their back and smile while they're doing it. Those are the type of people we are looking for.
There are a lot of emotional things that we have to go through in this profession, and you need to get ready for that. And it's not all about fighting fires and being up on top of that building and being Superman. I want you to watch this video and think about, are you the type of person that wants to be involved in something like this? Okay, go ahead and show the video.
And I want to provide you with some general test-taking strategies. There are things you can do that really improve your odds of getting questions right. Remember, they are test questions, so there are some things that you can do to improve the way you do on tests in general, whether it be here or anywhere. I want to give you some specific instructions for completing the answer sheet for the exam. And I want to talk to you about some of the common test-taking errors and strategies that you can use to avoid those errors. And then if you'd like, I'd be happy to answer some questions afterwards. Read the questions carefully. Read them for meaning. When you read passages, there's going to be several large reading passages, and we're going to get to those very soon. When you read through those passages, don't just read those things with an eye for detail. Don't just think about, well, there was an accident here and it involved this car and this van and these 3 firefighters. You want to think about overall, what is this passage telling you? Read for meaning. Try to understand the whole thought behind that passage. It's very important, and it's going to help you when you answer the questions. And in fact, a really good strategy, and this will save you a lot of time, and it will also help you answer questions correctly, is to try to answer the question before you look at the answers that are given. So read the question and then see if you get the answer just from reading the paragraph without even looking at the 4 choices that you have. Then look at the 4 choices and see if yours is there.
If you don't tell us something that we find out in the backgrounding process, that's going to look worse for you than if you admit an error or a fault or a situation up front, and then when you have an opportunity to meet with the background person, you can explain what that situation was. A question was raised earlier today, what if I have a DUI? Well, there's a lot of variables on that. You know, when did it occur? How many has it occurred? You know, what were the circumstances? Was it last week or was it 15 years ago? So the rule of thumb is to always tell the truth, be honest. If you need to explain, then you can explain, but don't try to walk the tightrope and not tell us something that's going to have a bearing on your fitness for duty.
Please, please try to incorporate some of the things that were said today in what you're going to be doing, because it really will help you. It will really help you in what you do. Other than that, I'll be out there in the lobby if you want to ask me any quick questions. And
you.